Hello, I'm Tristan Murphy. I am the interior design manager for the Cadillac Lyriq. I'm going to take you through the exterior design as well, and then we'll finish up on the interior design. So basically, when we started, we worked very closely with our engineering counterparts when we were setting up the whole proportion on the battery pack, getting the wheelbase right to make sure that at the end of the day, we could basically create a vehicle that had the perfect stance, nice long wheelbase, fast windshield, and really that was through a lot of continual work from the very beginning to make sure that we were working very closely with our engineering counterparts to make sure that we had those proportions in place from the very beginning. You can tell again, it's got wheels out to the corners, a lot of dash to axle, very clean, simple design, full glass roof. Again, these are things that inherently, no matter what, you get those things, big wheels out to the corners, dash to axle. Those things are always going to look good. You know, it's one of those things that fundamentals of design. So again, exterior-wise, again, these are some of those properties that we really tried to hone in on. And then really just a very clean and simple design. Not a lot of extra lines and fussiness. Want to make sure it felt very technical, very clean design, very simple. 22-inch wheels here. Again, we've kind of wrapped these in a new Michelin tire. It's the first time we've done and incorporated aerodynamics into the tire itself. So not only are the wheels aerodynamic, but the tires are as well. And the wheels are aerodynamic by these inserts, these black inserts here. And what they do is they actually help cover more of the openings of the wheel up. So again, less air is going in, but you still have actual openings, and that allows the air and the cooling from the brakes to come out there. Again, it really allowed us to take advantage of a lot of things where, again, all the packaging, the motors, everything else, everything's very low. That's also what enabled us to get a nice low cowl line. You know, all the packaging and all the work to keep all this stuff really low, it allowed us to do this one single line that runs through the whole car all the way through. If you look at a lot of other cars, typically this part of the cowl is a lot higher and then the belt line's lower. So it ends up kind of this staggered design. So this, again, by having all those components and everything from the ground up, it really allowed us to make sure we kept all that stuff as low as possible. And that's great for even not only the exterior styling, but the interior. You have really great down vision, right? You know, it's always important to have this nice low IP, great up vision, great down vision, and that's going to inherently, again, give you, kind of get you right in the step in the right direction for when you're designing your cabin. So the front was really important when we were designing the EV, because basically this is our chance to really rethink what it means to identify the front end of a car, especially for a Cadillac here. You know, for basically the whole length of the brand's history, the grille has really defined what you see when you're coming down the road, the main design identity of the car. And obviously going to an EV, you no longer need that big open grille here. So we really took a step back and wanted to think about how do we redesign the face of Cadillac where it's going to not only be instantly recognizable as a Cadillac, but still convey the sense of technology, not do a fake grille here, and again, give that idea of that optimism that we talked about that we want to make sure the design is really speaking to. Something, again, it doesn't feel like anything else on the road today. So really what the main focus here was this black crystal face that we've done here. And what this is a piece of polycarbonate. We paint the backside black, then we laser etch the pattern into the backside. Then we paint it again with a white paint, and that allows us to have this beautiful pattern that we light up in a lot of different animations in a real elegant way. And the nice thing about that process is it really future-proofs us to be able to do a lot of different things down the road. If we want to basically reprogram a different pattern in there, it's just a laser that cuts that in, and we can get a completely different look, a completely different pattern, and you'll see that through the life of the vehicle where we can do that to introduce different trim levels and really give the whole look a very different look there for the car. The other thing that's really great on this is Cadillac has always had vertical lighting in its history. So vertical lighting has always been a really signature part of the Cadillac visual DNA. We've had that on the rear and the front for almost all Cadillac's life. But a lot of times that lighting has not been the actual headlights. We end up kind of using light pipes and such to help make it look more vertical. This is the first time with slimline LEDs, the actual headlights are these LED blocks right here. You've got your DRL light pipe here, and then up here is your actual turn indicator. So again, this is the first time the technology has really gotten thin enough that we could truly make a vertical headlight that sequences up, and it's part of the whole animation and the startup sequence for the car. Okay, on the rear, we also wanted to reinvent the look for Cadillac as well. Again, vertical lighting's always been a signature, but we really want to make sure we keep that sense of flow and sculpture that runs around. Typically in the past, we've always defined this corner with the taillight itself. Here, we still have vertical lighting, but it's done in a lot more of this progressive way where now we've integrated into the turn indicators that come and wrap around and then really become this vertical element much further forward. Down here you have your main brake light where again it really reinforces that vertical nature, but in a very fresh, new, modern way. Opening the lift gate is really now it's done through the new badge. You simply push here. and you get your entrance to your liftgate. Obviously revealing a nice big open cargo area. You have a large storage bin underneath the floor as well. So again, all carpeted, no plastic, fully finished out. Push to close. One of the other innovations we have here is using the aerodynamics and using the wind itself to actually push through this flow-through spoiler, where we actually push any kind of debris, rain, snow off of the rear glass instead of having to package a giant motor for a wiper blade. So again, it's a real great innovation, allows us to really keep the cabin interior headroom at a maximum space and really come up with a clever solution using our own aerodynamics to help us with the removal of that debris.
Action.
Okay, that wraps up the exterior. Now if you want, we'll jump inside and turn on some air conditioning and check out the interior design. We're also previewing our brand new technology with our door remotes here. So basically what they are electronically controlled. You just push the button, it electronically pops the door, and then you have a nice little fin there to be able to open on up. So again, that's done through this little plunger here. It basically kicks off the shut face, and that's what gives you that initial entry. So inside, really, we got our chance to really rethink the full experience for what it means to be a Cadillac here. We wanted to make sure we did a very clean design with a real focus on technical details here. We wanted to make sure that this experience felt like nothing else on the market today. It really felt unique, and it was really going to feel like a Cadillac. So the first thing that we'll look at is our 33-inch reconfigurable freeform advanced LCD. And what that basically means is this whole thing is one big display. It's not what you see in a lot of other cars where you have rectangles that are kind of picture framed behind a single piece of glass. This is truly one single display. And again, you can kind of see in a couple of these different modes when it really shows there's the actual shape. Again, it's not rectangles behind there. So again, it's been completely designed from the ground up. The engineered, it's completely bespoke just for Cadillac here. So again, we're really proud of this. It's got over 1 billion pixels, a lot of real great color there, and it's a great canvas for us to use, especially in the future. We're gonna be able to do OTAs, new content, backgrounds, all great stuff here. It also shows our philosophy of where we didn't want to just put all the controls in the screen. We very deliberately wanted to have some physical controls here to be able to have for those touch points that not only make it easier to use, but also create that luxurious experience. You know, you've got these vent controllers with all our beautiful knurling. You know, you can articulate your air, control it, a lot of extra movement in there. And again, it just really shows that attention to detail and precision that we're talking about. The other thing you can talk about is this sense of movement in the car here. Again, we really wanted things and lines to come past you and feel beautifully integrated. Everything had this sense of movement and curvature in the design. You know, we've got this black ash decor. We incorporated our lighting through here. We actually laser cut this little pattern into here, and at night, this actually lights up in 26 different colors that you can customize yourself. The other big story for Cadillac interiors here is all the components. This interior doesn't have any GM parts bin interior parts here. Everything has been designed from the ground up just for Cadillac. So the steering wheel down to the toggles, to the overhead console, even the little map lights up here, everything has been designed specifically for Cadillacs, and it will only be in Cadillacs in the future. So this is really kind of a preview for this next generation here, and we're gonna use Lyriq as a starting point, and we're gonna build on top of that. So I'm really excited for people to get inside and actually start to experience some of this, because again, I truly think we have offered an experience that's really lacking, that's not out there, a true luxury EV experience that really focuses on details and really memorable experiences, a lot of great storage, and a lot of layers of discovery that really kind of keep the excitement of owning the vehicle, kind of extends that life there.